Good morning, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this sunny-ish, blustery fall day. The sun's trying to poke out there. I am Ashley, if you don't know, hopefully you do. And I am here to teach our challenge hour live. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. It's a spam. I'm just going to make sure I got on here. Okay, if you're on, go ahead and say hello. That way I know who's on. Looks like I'm good. Yeah, no Pete's. So it's so funny because when I first set this up, it looks so much closer on my tablet than it does on my screen over here on my computer, but it looks like I'm pretty well centered now. So I had to make an adjustment there, and so I wasn't going off the screen on you. Anyway, I just want to go through a few announcements while I wait for people to hop on. Again, since it's, a work day, I know people are working, so I'm not going to wait around too long for people to hop on. I do post these. The replays are obviously on Facebook, and I do post them on YouTube now as well, so you can find them there or share them from there if you want. And if that makes it easier for you to find, that's great. So I'm just trying to get more presence out there in different avenues. So, but like I said, I'm going to go through announcements. As you probably already know, my Deer Widows crop weekend, it's no frills, excuse me, is coming up November 15th and 16th. I do have a deadline for sign up now, November 8th. I realized I didn't have one before, at least I don't think I did. If I did, tell me. So I'm making it November 8th or 9th, I believe, one of those two. I posted it to sign up for that. That way I'm not scrounging for tables last minute. So I do need tables, so let me know if you can bring one, and I will throw a little extra prize your way per table you bring to share. So if you want to sign up, go to my event in Facebook and click the registration link. I don't do the interested or going as your RSVP anymore, just because those are so unpredictable. Now you have to fill out a registration, and it is $10 just to help me cover the space and know for sure you're coming. So I'll have a few snacks, but other than that, there's not going to be any meals, so you want to plan all of that too. And that same weekend, I'm doing like an open house for everybody, the general public, Deer Widows Craft Hunt. I thought that was kind of fun. For the ladies to come out and have craft time with us. They can come pick a project. The gentlemen can too if they really want to, but they're probably going to be hunting. And they can, pick a cards to do, or a page, or even a whole little mini album. So I'll just have some things available for them to come say hello and do a little crafting with us. And it's just an open house style event between 10 and 4 at the church. So it's right where we're cropping as well, so people can kind of check it out and see. Christmas card making in cocoa. This event's blowing up and I'm freaking out. So I'm going to be at the Pier in Ludington on Small Business Saturday from 10 to 2. And that again is also an open house style. Pop in anytime between then and make a Christmas card. I'm using the Merry Mail card kit. I'm going to break those up, or people can order the whole kit if they really like it. So I'm going to kind of wing it this time. I know for next time I'm going to probably do pre-sign up for that, because it's up to like 80 people interested or going. So, and I know not all those are. That's, like I said, Facebook interested in goings are unpredictable, which is why I do registration for my events. But this one more open house. But come on into the pier. It's where the port used to be, or a beer camp market, if you remember that. There's Humanity in there. I thought Britters is still in there. Peer-to-peer picnics is moving into there if they haven't already. So there's a lot of options in there for you guys to grab like a treat, and then come support other businesses as well. So it's going to be a fun time. I'm really excited. Scrappy Winter Camp. I finally have the details figured out for this. So I have this going out in a post as well tomorrow, so don't panic. I am doing a travel theme, so I'm pretty excited about that. And we earn badges in the summer. This year we're going to earn passport stamps, or this season I should say. It's going to start January 4th. I know I said the 3rd before, but I realized that's a Friday, and I thought it'd be better to have challenges go out on Saturdays, because I already post a challenge on Fridays in my other group. So it's going to be January 4th through March 9th through Sunday. It's going to work a lot like summer Scrappy Camp, where you do 3 challenges a week, and I draw per challenge and all that. So I'm really excited. It's going to be $45 just to cover, all the goodies, the deals, all the things I put into it. I probably could go a little more, but I didn't want to drive people away either. So we'll see how much popularity it gains, and I'll see what we can do. But please RSVP for that by December 15th. So you have a couple months there. I'm going to get all the goodies together, and I'm going to try to get those delivered before Christmas, so I'm not rushing around during Christmas to do that. So let me know no later than December 15th. That way I can get that all done on top of all the Christmas crazy. So pretty excited. These are just my general events. I don't know if you guys can even read this, but I already went through all of these. I do a Scrap Together live, excuse me, every once a month. It's like the third Wednesday of the month, I believe. And we just get together and we do a project, like a project recipe, and that's in the evenings, 7 p.m. on Wednesday. So it works kind of like our challenge hour lives, but it's just like a more, I don't know, it's a deeper project, I guess. So gets more people involved. Went through all these. I am doing my virtual VIP open house, like I said, last week. That'll be online, but it's only going to be an Ashley Scrappy VIP group. So if you're interested in that, make sure you get on that group. It's just for my ladies who support me all year, and I want to give them some deals and just have some fun. So I think that's all I have for that. Gonna see who we have on here. Looks like we're good. Just checking my comments. Okay. So we are working on this week's challenge. It's from, I printed it and I already planned it. It's from the September virtual craft that recently happened, the worldwide virtual craft. So there were like 12 challenges, and I'm working through those, trying to get them done. So I figured, hey, let's make them challenges. So I'll be doing our Airbnb pictures from our Florida trip. It's kind of funny because I buy all this homey stuff and I never like scrapbook like us at home. It's kind of weird, but I realized this stuff works really great with Airbnb pictures. So I'm going to be using up some of that. A lot of this product isn't available anymore, unfortunately. It's older. I'm trying to use up some stash. So I think what's left is the welcome home embellishments and everything but the welcome home paper. So these are actually from the Relax Unwind, which was like a promo deal. Man, it must have been like 2-3 years ago now. It was one of the bundles, like you pick it bundle thing. And they go really well together. So I'm using those together. If you want instructions for this, make sure you get on my Ashley Scrappy VIPs in the featured section. I pinned a post, at least I think I did this week. Sometimes I forget. I'll make sure. I pinned a post at the featured section every week so you can find a challenge, no problem. I'm kind of poking my head in there right now to make sure. And it'll take you right to the blog post where CM shares this. So make sure you hop on there. I'm just making sure I actually put it on there. That way if you're on here going, what the heck? It's not there. Let's see, featured. Yes, I did. So it's in the featured part of that. So make sure you hop on there if you want to print these quick. I just print these right off the CM blog. I might even just like copy and paste onto a Word document. So super easy to do that. Yeah. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to get started here. Like I said, here's all my pictures. I got tons of pictures. And that's what I love about this layout. It uses a ton of pictures up. So this is one of those ones where I had like, it was like an odd number of photos, and I'm like, well, I can't fit them all on one, but I have like too many even for two. And so I'm squeezing other photos. Like we brought food back, and so I'm putting food pictures on there too. So we're going to do that. And I am also, just for reference, I'm turning mine. So this line isn't going to be down the side, it's going to be across the middle. So just so you know, mine's going to look different, but I also want to show you guys, you can turn these. Like if this is like, oh, I don't have enough photos that go this way, turn it, just turn it and then, you know, put them side by side. So that way all you need are long photos, like a few long photos and a more, you know, portrait mode, I say, portrait, direction, whatever it's called, orientation, there we go. Photo. So just keep in mind, mine's gonna be turned. Actually, I'm gonna go more this way because the bottom's gonna have the color and the top's gonna have the white. So I'm gonna do it that way. And like I said, I have all my cute embellishments here. I'm using these papers. Some of these are Welcome Home and some of these are Relax and Unwind. I believe this one is Welcome Home. And I love this paper. I must have used the other sheet somewhere because I can only find one. I love the colors. It's just very cozy. And then these are from, I believe, the Relax and Unwind, I think. I don't know. This might be from Welcome Home as well. I'm pretty sure this title stuff is from Relax and Unwind now. So I'm going to be using like the Home Sweet Home title out of here and then using this yellow side for that. And then I'm hoping to mat my photos on one or the other. Probably this side because it's a little less crazy, but we'll see what happens, right? So you know me, I wing it. So we're going to start as a 2-page spread. And like I said, my page is going to go this way, not, you know, this way. So I'm going to be putting my half sheet like this, not like this. So you do this however you want, but just so you know, mine's going to look different. But that's okay. That's the point of this, is I can show you guys. It's okay to turn it if you need to. So we're going to start by cutting this right in half. So at 6 inches, this is going to be your paper that runs on your edge or your bottom or top, or however you want to do it. So if you're turning it. So this is going to be that piece that fills up half of your layout on both sides. And I love cuts like this because I'm literally using one piece of paper and I'm done. You know, like I'm just putting it all on here and we don't need to add any more layers or paper. So I tend to get overwhelmed by layouts that have a ton of layers on them. So whenever I see a layout like this, I'm like, yes, you know, I get super excited about it. So, and that's literally like, other than cropping our photos and matting, that's the only cut I'm making. So we're just gonna put those on there. And again, I'm not going that way. I'm going this way. I'm messing myself up already. So I'm doing it this way. If you're doing true to the sketch, make sure you put yours this way, okay? So it just depends which way you want your photos to go. Like I said, I just had so many photos. Like I have this one, and I have so many going this way that there was no way I was gonna be able to do them all, you know, that way. So I had to turn it. So that's what I'm doing, just so you know. Clean up a little bit here. Okay. Use my tape runner, and I'm gonna go ahead and just slap these right on there. Because I mean, what more do we need to do? I do love this side. I debated doing this side, but it looked very busy once I set my photos on there. I was like, you know, there's not really room to mat on this layout. So I'm gonna trim these down so there's a little space between. I just wasn't so sure about that one, and I loved the yellow because our Airbnb theme was actually Beauty and the Beast. And it really brought out Belle's dress, I felt, and other aspects of the room. So I'm going yellow on this one. As much as I love that other side, I know I've used it elsewhere in other layouts because I only had one sheet, so I'll be okay. It'll be fine. I think only scrapbookers can relate with having to need like emotional support for using up a whole piece of paper you can't get anymore, right? Like that's kind of where I'm at with this. So just gonna glue that down. My paper's a little bent, my white paper, so. Do this side. Make sure we line it up just fine. Perfect. Okay. And I'm making a super simple layout. I debated doing a border punch across the middle, but I saw these little things and these are so cute and I don't know where I'm ever going to use these again. So I was like, you know what? The opportunity is calling. We're going to use them on this paper, on this layout. So I'm actually just using these. The other option I was thinking of using, let me find it quick, I put it back because I wasn't going to use it, was, I believe it was called the Home Sweet Home Border Maker. Goodness, I'm trying to make that so you guys can see it, okay. Find the light, there we go. Border cartridge, and it has these cute little houses on it. And I thought that would be really cute too across the middle, but I wanted to really use these up as well because like I said, I'm trying to use up my stash. And this border punch, or this border maker cartridge is not available unfortunately anymore either. So I was like, well, I'm not really promoting it anyway, so no problem, right? So I think what I'll do first is put my photos on and then put these on. So I'm gonna have to trim my photos. So for that, I'm gonna get my awesome new photo trimmer. Love this thing. And if you look on here, it says these photos are 5.5 by 3.5. But if I turn it this way, you're gonna trim it at 3.5. So my photos, I've said this before, are true digital size, so they're already less than 5.5. So they're not gonna be as long as this states, but I do still need to trim them in a little bit because they're still 4 wide. So we're gonna trim to 3.5. I think I'm only going to do the photos in a row because I only have one photo to go at each of the tops. So, and I lied, I will need my trimmer again because I'm using this as a title and I will need to cut that out, but we'll get to that. So we're going to find our 3.5. I'm going to try to gauge a little bit. Do I want to cut off like this side or do I want to do a little bit of each? So I kind of look at my photos and I go, what do I want to see in the photo, right? So the point of this photo is to see the whole you know, overlay of our Airbnb from the loft up above. So probably just gonna cut the stairs off, honestly. We know there's stairs there. So, and I say this every time, and it's been a help for me. Hold on the plastic guard when you're cutting, not on the photo, because it tends to slide more, and you get a nice clean cut that way. So I was having issues, and then I realized I was holding it wrong. So now it's working out. This is my daughter's cute little room. She had that at Airbnb, and she loved it. She had her own bathroom even. She was like, "Mom, this is amazing." I was like, "Yeah, you don't have your own bathroom at home, so I'm trying." Like, so we love our Airbnb we go to in Florida. Every time we've used the same one, and the people there are so wonderful, and it's such a good price. Like when you go to Disney, like I get staying on property is so convenient, and if we flew, I probably would do that. But we like to eat. We like to like try all the food, so we put all our money toward that rather than you know, where we're staying. So it's all about, you know, I tell people when they ask me, I'm like, it's all about what your priorities are and what you want. If you want more convenience, stay on property. But if you want to like try more food or whatever, just, you know, do it that way. It's just all based on what you want to do. So I could offer Disney advice all day long, because we do love to go. So we went to Earl of Sandwich and Disney Springs and brought it back to our Airbnb. This is the day we moved into our Airbnb, so we're killing time in Disney Springs until we could move in. And we were like exhausted by the time we had wandered all over Disney Springs. We're like, you know what, let's take our food back. We'll bring it back to the Airbnb and eat it. So that's why I'm putting it with this layout, because we were in the Airbnb and that's where we ate our dinner. So I got this really good sandwich. Mark ate his later, so I didn't get a picture of it, which I was super bummed. I was like, I already dropped the ball, but it's okay. I don't really know which way this one goes. Don't think it really matters, honestly. Alrighty, so I think that's all the photos I need to trim. Just gonna double check comments here while I have a minute. Perfect. Okay. And I'm gonna kind of line these up how I want them on my page. So just to kind of get a good look at it, see what I like. I tend to put more colorful things in the middle and then frame it with like things that aren't as colorful. These are all pretty colorful, so I might just leave it. And then I have, like I said, I have a couple of the longer photos to put up here. So this layout worked really well for what I needed it for, which is why I went with it. So just gonna make sure everything lines up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these down. And like I've said before, I am not the most level person when it comes to putting things on a page, so if things are crooked, I apologize, but I'm not good at lining things up. Actually, one of my tips is to do the edges first, like the outside photos first. That way you can line those up kind of the same. Just a tip from someone with crooked eyes. And then you take your middle photo and you kind of like line it up, you know, this right space between each of them. That way it looks a little more even. You could pull out a ruler. I do like my T-square ruler that pushes up against my mat, and I'll line things up sometimes, but usually I'm not too picky about it. So maybe I'll just trying to think how I want to do this one. Kind of like the mac and cheese in the middle. It's kind of framed by the red then, so. Lucy, of course, got mac and cheese. She loves mac and cheese. And that's the other good thing about Disney, too, is, you know, they have so much kid food. Like, even picky eaters can find something to eat everywhere there, so. Which, we have a child, and if you have a child, you know. She's getting so much better, though. She's become really adventurous in eating, which is good and bad, because, I mean, kids' meals are so cheap. And now she's like, I want to try fish, you know, or whatever. And I'm like, okay. But in Disney, she's technically an adult now, so that's how that works there. Back then, she was a kid still. So. Okay, now I'm gonna put my little strips on here, my little embellishments. I have no words today. My embellishment borders. Oh my goodness, my words are gone. And I like to use repositional tape runner, especially when there's like these little ladder, like how do you get adhesive on there? That's what their repositional tape runner's for. So you literally, this is a silicone mat. I tell people they can use wax paper if they don't have one. And I will go over these little fine things, and it only sticks to those pieces. So they're like little dots. And I tend to go overboard on repositional. And then I might mix and match. Like for an embellishment like this, there's so many bigger areas, I might just go ahead and use a normal one as well. Just because I like my repositional and I want to save it as much as I can. So, gonna line that up on there. There's going to be a little bit of overhang from my white because of that acceptable allowance. We talk about it every time. The paper mill cuts it a little bigger than 12 by 12, just for margin of error. This one's a little more narrow, so I'm going to just do the whole thing like this. Yeah, I got a little bent. See where it kind of started ripping? That's okay. When it's on my page, you won't be able to tell. And I love these books because, you know, it's a Beauty and the Beast theme, and Belle was all up in books, so you know that she read lots of books. I like, this is perfect for this. So I ran with that, which is really cool, I think. So, and I was able to use these embellishments up as well. I have a ton of these. I'll actually just show them to you guys from the Relax Unwind. I've actually used a few of these. There's like little hammocks and chairs, and I'd cut it for another page, and like cute little thing, and pillows, and it was like the cutest little set. So in that You Pick promo, when I got it, of course it was like my #1 choice, even though I'm like, I never scrapbook home, so that's kind of funny. I was a sucker for the cute embellishments, obviously. So I still have a few more to use. I actually have a plan for these. We went to camp this summer, and this is pretty spot on for camp. They're all about the Adirondack, ugh, those chairs, Adirondack chairs. Can never say it right, whatever. So now we're going to mat these photos. This one I'm trying to think. I think I'll put my title over here. So I'm gonna kind of do this number, and this one I'll probably center more. So I might journal though. I need a journal box of some sort. I'll have to ponder that. So I'm gonna cut this little piece out. Again, I'll need my trimmer. I lied. I do need my trimmer. I will need it to crop my photos too, or to do my mats as well. So okay, and I do love these like cut apart papers. They come every once in a while in a pack with titles and like journal boxes, and they're just kind of nice. The other side there's like a basic paper, so you can use the other side if you want. But I do enjoy these quite a bit. And again, I like to use my line. I don't know if you guys knew this. There's a line on your trimmer you can pull out and make sure you're cutting where you want to. So cut a little bit beyond it. Turn it. This is a wonderful trimmer. It just has so many features that give you like a really good cut. Especially with that line. I just know exactly where I'm going to cut. I'm a person, like I said, I have crooked eyes and I cannot line things up at all. So to have this little line is so helpful. And again, I'm still overshooting or undershooting on this one, but look at that. Didn't even touch this guy. So I'll have him for later. Okay, so I think we're going to put that there. And now I need to mat all of these. So I'm going to do the Ashley method, I like to call it, of matting. And Angie, if you're on, you know what this method is. Oh, yes, she is. Good morning, Angie. So I'm going to take my paper as a sunny outside, which I thought this was so cute, but I didn't know if it was too busy. So maybe it's not, though. I don't know. I'm second guessing myself now. I was thinking of doing this light side, but maybe I like the other side more. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go to this side now. I'm just going to make the call because I don't think it's too bad, actually. Okay, so I like to stick everything I need to mat on my sheet, especially if I'm using the same color. And I will cut it off the sheet. Now, once in a while, I do this crooked. So if you were a very precise person, I don't recommend this. But if you were like, oh yeah, I just want to cut, you know, get it all in there and cut it, then I recommend this method. And I want this to go the same way. So this is going to have to go up here. But this is the Ashley method of matting, and you can take it or leave it. I just like to get it all on there. And you know what? Putting this on my mat would probably help me line it up more. So I'm going to shift this over. Just Angie said I'm here. Yes. Okay. And so now I can kind of see better. And the nice thing is there's a pattern on this paper where I can kind of line it up along, and that helps a lot too. Otherwise, definitely cut your mats, out first, measure. My photos are just always a weird size, so I don't ever go by the measurements of the mats. So I find this to be easier for me, maybe not as precise or even, but like I said, I don't really, it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna look at this scrapbook. Some of my loved ones will, and it's okay. Now, if that drives you nuts, it will matter too, trust me. But it does not drive me nuts, and I mean, obviously my husband doesn't care, so he doesn't even notice. Alright, looks good to me. This one might be a little over more, but I guess we'll find out. You can always trim it down more if you need to. Okay, so here we go, the Ashley method. That's what I'm calling it. And again, I like to use my little line here just to make sure I'm not going to cut into any photos. Sorry, you're going to see the top of my head. Good enough. Go a little further there. Okay. Here's one. Something else that sometimes drives me nuts too is having all these extra pieces hanging over, because I cut jagged, to save paper, because I like to keep at least some ability to do 12 by 12 strips off of, the rest of a paper that I mat from or something. So I tend to make it very jagged or L-shaped, and that's hard to get back in your pack. So just keep a note of that too, if this is going to drive you nuts to put back in your thing. So I have one of those open-y ones, so I'll just put it in there. No problem. Oops, I gotta cut this one in half still. Again, I always make sure, because it always looks good, and then when it does look good, I'm like, oh, that wasn't good. Oops. Alright, there we go. Ashley's matting method right there. I'm gonna move this. I still have to figure out what I want to do for a journaling box. That's gonna go here, or maybe I'll just journal. I'm not sure yet. I didn't plan that far yet. Like I said, I'm winging it half the time. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these down. And I'm gonna pull these up a little bit because I do want to layer these a smidge on top of my title here. A multi-purpose tool would be smart. Let's do that. Just so I don't accidentally break how much I did. Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Okay. And then, this side. We're flying through this layout today. I'm going to be done pretty quick. Like that, and then I just need to come up with a journal box of some sort. And my thought was to cut another piece of this out, similar size to this, doesn't have to be the same size, and then put some white or something on it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Because I don't want to add that big, but I want the ability to journal. Because I am a journaler. In fact, in our our winter scrappy camp, I'm hoping to do a little more teaching on journaling. So we'll see if that materializes more. That's just one of the possibilities right now. I do have a lot of my categories figured out for that, though. I'm pretty excited. So hopefully you can join me for winter camp. And it's all, I didn't say either, my scrappy camps, I guess I'll call them, are all virtual. So they're on a Facebook group only for whoever signs up for that. And so you can be from anywhere. I had ladies from Florida do it. I'm in Michigan, in case you don't know. I post this on YouTube, so who knows who sees it. And I had a gal in Florida join us, and then I had like a gal in the UP, the Upper Peninsula, if you don't know what that is, of Michigan, join us, and I'm, you know, in the Lower Peninsula, so you can do it from anywhere. So if you want to sign up and you're nowhere near me, please do. I would love to have you in our group. We have a lot of fun. So, okay, I think I'm going to do white. White or light yellow, maybe. Let me see what I got over here. I could just cut you guys loose and finish this on my own, but let's see what I have. Don't know. I still have some residual goldenrod, but it doesn't match. That's interesting. Huh. Maybe this is a different shade. Maybe I thought it was goldenrod. I have gold too. I don't know. I might just do an off-white or something. I don't think I want to do white, but I think I want to do something a little off-white or pale yellow even. Maybe canary. Is this canary? I'm not sure if that's canary. I don't know if I like that either. It just kind of clashes with the rest of the yellow. I don't know what color that is. That's interesting. It could be goldenrod. This might be a different pack I'm trying to fit in. Yeah. Interesting. Goldenrod's no longer, so I'm not even sure if I have the right one. Okay. What I'm probably going to do is do a little embellishing. Although maybe I'll find an embellishment I want to journal on, like this cool jar. That's cute. Think about that. These are the Welcome Home embellishments. I do have more over here. I just sorted out kind of what I'm going to use, or what I would most likely use on this page. I'm not going to use all these, but I just sorted them out. But these are some other ones. I love these because there's like a little trellis, and you can layer it on whatever you want. You can even layer it on, you know, your journal box if you want. And I think these are still available. These are called the Welcome Home embellishments. So these are a few. I have used a bunch of these. I made a few scrapbooks for Christmas last year and used, this is actually pretty cute. Used a bunch of these because they're just so like homey and cozy, and so it went really well with the scrapbooks I made for my family. So these are the ones I kind of picked out that I'm like, this could work here. Not that one. But, so kind of gonna lay these around, see what I like. I might journal on a jar. That's actually kind of cute. We'll see. Get some wreaths, you know, I don't know. I just kind of like move things around and see what works. So another bookshelf here. Didn't know if I could work that in at all. I usually just go through embellishments that go with, you know, whatever I'm working on, and then I'll, you know, pick out a few that could work and kind of just play with them and see. There's a lot of cute ones. I like these vases, and or vases if you're say it like that. That's fine too. Michigan, I think we all say vases. I like that basket. So one of the cool things about this Airbnb, they had so many like blankets just wherever, and I loved that because I'm a blanket gal. So that might have to come out in there. That's a, oh, look at that, more jars. Maybe I'll layer that somehow. Cute little, you know, foliage, I don't know. Greenery. Can put on there. Little birds. Birds remind me of Beauty and the Beast too. That's why I kind of pulled some of those out. Like I said, I'm not going to use all of these, but they have possibility. So, I'll probably just finagle these around a little bit. I really like the idea of using jars as my journal spot for now. So I might do that. Could work in a blue one maybe. I don't know. So yes, I'm probably just going to let you guys go. I'm going to, you know, arrange this and keep going on my page, and I will post my completed project once I'm all about. Angie said, what about the reddish color of Home Sweet Home? Oh, like this brownish red for that. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea too, Ange. Sorry, I just saw that. I have to scroll up and down. So yes, I will finagle this. I'll figure out colors and all that, and I will post when it's done. But if you guys are doing this, please be sure to post your completed page or your layout in my Ashley Scrappy VIPs in the challenge post comments. That way you can get in my drawing. So I draw Friday morning, but you do need to have that submitted and posted in the comments by 11:59 on Thursday. So you guys have, you know, just over 24 hours, like a day and a half to get that done. So go ahead and post that so you can get in and go check out what other people are doing. There's already a few posted in there, so you want to check that out too and get some ideas. I love that too because we get ideas from each other a lot. So, and that's the beauty of my scrappy camps too, is we kind of can see what other people do. We all have our own style, which I love. So I love how scrappers all do their own thing, but it's amazing. So that's the beauty of it, and that's why I love it so much. So I'm going to sign off, and I will share what I do. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see what you create. Take care.